Well, hello there, my fellow rushers, how you been doing today? King Rex here, and today we're gonna be doing yet another guide video. I decided to pick a level that some people say it's hard, but to me personally it isn't. We're gonna be doing Tainted Pit on Impossible with a free hero. I will be using Lilith just cause she is my favorite. Going, let's see what happens. Yeah, this level is an interesting one. You also have an additional hero, Bulwark, who is kinda meh, like 545 health is good, but no armor means that he's gonna die off pretty easily. He deals okay amount of damage, you know, on average he deals a reasonable amount of damage, but he does have one ability which is gonna be very handy, which is the battle cry, and you're gonna see it in action later on. For now, let's just see what we have. Shadow spawns, devourers, and some more shadow spawns. Kind of easy, alright. We're gonna get one set of barracks right here, just so we can create this wonderful choke point in the middle. We'll get an artillery, for now up to tier 3, and we're gonna up these guys up to tier 2, because, you know, we want them to be a little bit tankier. We're gonna move Bulwark up in here, we're gonna set Lilith, we're gonna set Lilith at the back, and we're gonna go. And we're gonna also get a set of reinforcements, because that's one of the best things to do in Kingdom Rush, just spam reinforcements whenever you need them. It's pretty effective. And yeah, this horde doesn't seem all that bad, but keep in mind that I'm playing on Impossible, so if you have if you don't have the Steam version, the highest difficulty that you can play on is Veteran, which in a way is gonna be easier for you, since every enemy on Impossible is slightly harder. And by slightly I mean they have improved stats. Basically, each enemy can have increased health, damage, resistance, or in this case armor / magic resistance, but also they can have increased mobility. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit problematic. But as you can see, for example, the Devourer is not too different from Veteran difficulty. You can take a look at his stats right here. And yeah, he is not that bad, but he is still a problematic enemy because he can consume your guys and, you know, do a lot of damage to them, which is something that we want to avoid. And yeah, Bulwark died, but that's okay. Believe me, he dies a lot. So it's not too bad. We're gonna get a few sets of barracks. Now you may be thinking that this is stupid and unreasonable to do. But believe me, it's gonna be handy because look at that! A meteor! And yeah, this meteor can hit one of your choke points. And these guys are acting as a distraction, so he doesn't affect our choke point. I mean, sure, even though he did now, it's kind of RNG, so you never know what's gonna happen. We also want to annihilate the Dark Spitter because he is one of the most annoying enemies in the game. And yeah, the choke point is kind of breaking, but that's okay. We have a few sets of extra barracks, so we can keep them in place, which is, you know, good. And yeah, we'll wait it out, and we're gonna start up the next wave. This is something that happens pretty often, at least on this level. Your choke point can get broken quite often, so don't be too afraid. Hence why I got a few sets of barracks, just so we can have a few extra seconds of time. You know, even though they don't provide a lot of stalling power, it's usually more than enough to give us time to recharge the reinforcements, which is what we usually need. What do we have here? Dark Spitter, Shadow Spawn and Devourer. Alright, so we have to prepare for this guy. And yeah, we have a Web Spitter who is kind of annoying, you know, webbing our guys up, being kind of a pain in our neck, but we're gonna annihilate him with Lilith. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. Now we also wanna upgrade the Mage. We're gonna get him up to something, but later on. First of all, we wanna spawn kill the Spitter, because if you don't know what he does, basically he shoots this Dark Spit attack, which infects your guys and deals damage over time. And if they die from this DUT, guess what? They're gonna turn into a Shadow Spawn, which gives you no bounty. And it just creates a bunch of extra work. Now what you can also do is adjust the barracks slightly, just so they can catch the enemies, because sometimes an enemy can get past them, at least in this position. You can also put them there, but then this is a pretty good spot for an artillery, so you probably don't want to do it. Now let's see what we have here. Shadow Spawn and Devourer. Pretty casual. But here, Shadow Spawns and Shadow Champion. Ooh, spicy. Indeed, this is the new enemy, and he's pretty bulky. 3000 health, let me just check his damage, 64 to 96 and high armor, and he cuts 3 lives. So you don't want this enemy to leak if you want to beat the level with 3 stars, which most of you probably want to do, so you have to be kind of careful with this guy. That's why we got the Wild Magus, because he deals a lot of damage to him. And then we're gonna send Lilith up in here, we're gonna do crap ton of damage. And if you're wondering why she did so much damage to him with the Reaper's Harness, it's simple. Basically, there's an interesting interaction between her ability and her, well, basically two abilities. The one of them is the Soul Eater, which is the ability where whenever an enemy falls near her, she can absorb him and do extra damage based on his, DPS, or something like that. It's kinda cool, but the thing is that the damage from the Reaper's Harness can get affected by this, meaning that you can potentially do a lot of damage. Now, I'm not quite sure how it works or why it works like this. I was told that by one of my fellow rushers. I think his name was Zung Lao or something like that. I don't quite remember his username, but it was something like that. Now, let's keep going with our strategy. We're gonna get the Blade Singers with the perfect parry, because we're gonna need some reasonable stalling power. We're also gonna start getting some archers, because we're gonna be getting flying enemies soon. And we wanna be prepared for them. We don't wanna just die in a horrible death. So we're gonna get a tier 3 archer up in here, and he's gonna turn into golden longbow pretty soon. Make sure you spam your reinforcements as per usual. And yeah, it looks fine. Ignore Bulwark, he's gonna die pretty often. You kinda need him for a few waves, but for now he's kinda just there. He doesn't do all that much. We're gonna do this. Sadly we got the Angel, so the DPS wasn't all that great, but still, it was something. Let's see what we have here. Shadow Spawn, Shadow Champion, and Dark Spitter. An additional 3 Dark Spitters and 3 Devourers. That's bad. But basically, you want to leave this guy to go to your choke point. You want him to come here and get annihilated. What you don't want to get near your choke point, however, is this guy, so we're gonna block him. Basically, we're gonna try to group him up with the rest of the Dark Spitters, so we can use our Lightning Strike. Now, sadly, they have more health and armor. Yeah, they have high armor. Usually they have medium armor or veteran, but since it's impossible, they have high armor, so they may end up surviving, but thankfully they didn't. Now we're gonna send Boulder up in here, use the Battle Cry, so the Shadow Champion takes more damage. Cool. We're gonna get a Mage up in here, just, for extra support. Not that we really need him right now, but, some extra support never hurts. And we're gonna start off the next wave. Ignore this guy, he's gonna get annihilated eventually. We wanna make sure that the Dark Spitters are destroyed. That's your main purpose. So we're gonna send Lilith against him, hopefully kill him. Yes, we did. Congratulations, Lilith. You did a good job. Now here we're gonna upgrade the barracks, just in case. We will also get an additional golden longbow up in here, because he has a pretty good range, and for the most part he'll be shooting at long range, which is what you want to do. Since if you weren't aware about it, how do I say it? Basically, this guy ends up getting through. Well, sadly we have to use our ultimate. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that was a mistake on my end. I should have been taking a little bit more careful look at him, but okay. Let's see what we have here. Shadow Spawn Devourer, Shadow Spawn Devourer. Shadow Champion is Creature Bat, and Shadow Champion is Creature Bat. So we're gonna get a bear for additional stalling power, since as you saw, our choke point is kind of breaking apart. Blade Singers aren't cutting it, which is a little unfortunate. But that's just the way it is. We also got the Hunter's Mark for the Shadow Champion, just so we can take care of him a little bit quicker. You can also get the Eldritch Doom, but unfortunately this guy, just like the golems, he's immune to insta-kills. So it will be kind of a bad choice to buy the Eldritch Doom. It would be nice if you have like a Dark Spitter getting to your choke point, but chances are the Eldritch Doom is probably going to miss him, so yeah. Hence why I'm not getting it. We're gonna move Bulwark out of the way just so he can heal up a little bit. And we're gonna wait for this guy to get marked, and we're gonna obliterate him. Look at that. Insane amount of damage. We're gonna upgrade the Blade Dance for more crowd control. And let's see what we have here. Sons of Macton, Shadow Spawns, and 5 Dark Spitters. Ooh, a lot of Dark Spitters, that's not good. Yeah, indeed it's not. But look at the Lilith's damage, 75 to 111. Damn, that's a lot of damage. Sure, it is still physical damage, but it is pretty good amount. Now here, sadly, the reinforcements didn't catch this Dark Spitter. Well, they did, but it was a little bit too late. So they're gonna make a little bit of a further progress than I would like them to be. But that's okay. As long as you keep them up in there, you should be good. We're gonna start working towards another archer. We also want to make sure that Bulwark is moved, so he can help out. We're gonna block these guys up, make sure that they're kind of close to each other, and we're gonna lightning strike them. Hopefully kill all of them. couple of them survived, but that's okay. They're still gonna got taken care of. We're gonna annihilate him. Destroyed. Now this guy's gonna turn into an arcane archer, not a golden longbow, believe it or not. We'll upgrade the Hunter's Mark on this guy just in case. We'll get this guy up to Wild Magus. And let's see what we have here. Shadow spawn, shadow spawn, shadow spawn, shadow, shadow, shadow spawn. Yeah, this wave is kind of a joke. So you don't have to be worried all that much. However, there's going to be a lot of meteors coming in with this wave, so it's kind of dependent on luck. So yeah, for this part I can't really help you. You kind of have to deal with the level as it goes. So just hope that your choke point doesn't hit too frequently, otherwise you may have to use an ability a little bit earlier than me. So we're gonna do this, hopefully get the meteors. And we didn't, that was a little bit unfortunate, so we're gonna do the lightning strike then. Take care of most of these guys, we're gonna get an additional bear. And we're also gonna get the Sylvan Curse, because it's pretty useful. It's gonna do quite a nice amount of extra area damage. I believe it's true damage, but I'm not quite sure. I need to check out the wiki, but if you guys know, comment down below. Does the Sylvan Curse deal true damage? Because if it does, then holy crap, this ability is awesome. Alright, Sons of Macton, Web Spitter, Screecher Bat and Web Spitter, and Shadow Champion and Devourer. Alright, doesn't seem too bad. No, it doesn't. And we're already at wave 13, man. That's pretty good. Now, we're gonna be upgrading this guy, but not quite yet. First of all, we wanna get a tower here. And it's gonna turn into, believe it or not, a kind of a interesting one. It's gonna be a mage. Yeah, once again. And he's not going to be a Wild Magus, no. He's going to be High Oven Mage, which is a tower that's very underrated by the community. Most people tend to not use it, and I can kind of see why. It's not like the best tower in the game. It has a couple of abilities that are, well, actually the time lapse. It's not quite as useful as I would like it to be, but still, it still provides with some sort of stalling power, which could help out. But we're not gonna get it. We will get the Arcane Sentinel. And let's see what we have here. A bunch of spiders, and here 5 Dark Spitters. Alright, you already know the drill. We're gonna block the Dark Spitters, make sure they don't make any progress. And yeah, we're gonna group them up with the rest whenever they come and destroy them. Pretty easy, right? Oh yeah, it is. As I said, this level is not too bad, as long as you know how to handle it. So yeah, where are these guys at? Come on. I'm waiting for you. Actually, we can wait out for a little bit longer. Well, that was unfortunate. We got a meteor. Yeah, that's the RNG element that I was talking about. Sometimes this is just what happens, and you can't really prevent it or do something about it. So we're gonna try to still group them up as much as we can, and whenever the time is up, actually we're gonna wait for a little bit longer, because I think I can do it a little bit more efficiently. Yes, come on, get in here, and we're gonna lightning strike. And perfection, all of them are dead. That's very good. Now we're gonna get this guy up to the burst arrows all the way up. We're gonna get this guy upgraded up to a Wild Magus. Sadly we don't have the funds to do it yet, but we will have it very soon. Now we can split up our heroes just so the meteor has less chance of hitting the main choke point. But who knows? As I said, RNG. RNG has a huge role when it comes down to this meteor. And yeah, here we're just waiting. We're not gonna use our main abilities on the Shadow Champions quite yet. We want them to come to us. And as I said, your choke point could get broken, so don't be too afraid. That's why we have barracks at the back. Sadly, I could have moved this a little bit sooner, just so she didn't got hit by the meteor, but whatever. She didn't took all that much damage, so it's okay. Here we have the Dark Spitters, so we're gonna group them up a little bit. And we're gonna use our Lightning Strike on them. Destroy! Now here we have 3 Shadow Champions. Holy crap, bruh! How are we gonna handle them? Well, Goldberg, use the Battle Cry, and sadly we didn't get him. So our choke point is gonna get broken, but as I said, that should be expected. Don't be too intimidated by it. We're gonna get another set of blades here though, that's for sure. Bulwark is gonna die. We don't want Lilith to die, however, because, you know, she's not useless. So we're gonna move her out of the battlefield, and we're gonna put her kind of in the back. And yeah, as you can see, the Shadow Champions are making progress, but that's okay. They're gonna get deleted out of the building pretty soon. And yeah, also make sure you move your guys a little bit further, because if someone gets affected by the dark spit, if they're too far away, if they're too close to the exit, actually they're not gonna turn into a shadow spawn, which is pretty cool if I do say so myself. It's pretty nice. Now this guy sadly is taken down kind of slowly, but that's okay. As long as he's in range of the golden longbow, we're gonna be Gucci. And he goes down. There we go. And as you can see, no shadow spawn. Now here we go with the boss. Goliath. One of the most annoying bosses in the game because of this ability. Don't worry, it targets your first hero, so you can potentially just do this with Bover, just pop and weave around him. That's pretty cool. Now, it's kind of hard to micromanage two heroes at once, it's kind of like Durax in a way, but as long as you know what you're doing, you should be fine. Now we're gonna do this. Sadly, he made a little bit of a progress. We're gonna use the battle cry, hopefully. Come on, Bover. There we go. Now we're gonna lightning strike this bad boy. Sadly, he died, but that should be expected. And this can happen. This is something that you should be aware of. If none of your heroes are alive, or you move them, he's gonna start shooting at random places across the map. So your units can get affected and potentially screw you over. So we don't want this to happen, right? No, we don't. Thankfully, his health is going down pretty steadily. I mean, yeah, look at that. Already below 5k almost. Now, we want to make sure that Lilith is alive, just so he can target her, not our units. Because if he does that, well, guess what? They're gonna turn into shadow spawns and we're gonna be very sad. Thankfully, he's near dead. But no! Yeah, I said, this could happen, but thankfully these guys were close to the exit, so nothing happened. And yeah, he's gonna go down in 3, 2, and 1. Destroyed! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Yeah, I told you, it's not that bad. Sure, it takes a lot of micro for the boss. You have to be careful with your positioning on the heroes. And yeah, hopefully this video helped you out to figure out how to beat this level a little bit more easily. And yeah guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching, I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future, and while you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.